Hello and welcome back to the Newegg booth at BlizzCon 2016. And before we go to our regularly scheduled Gamer Sensei exhibition matches and coaching sessions for Hearthstone, we have a special event for you guys. Newegg has been a phenomenal partner to Gamer Sensei, and we have, thanks to them, we have access to some awesome technical equipment, laptops, really all the best top-of-the-line gear you would want as a gamer. And so as a thank you, we wanted to bring in a professional Overwatch player for us, MeepMeep here, to talk with Steve at Newegg just about some of the laptops and some of the gaming tech that Newegg helps us out in using to deliver really high-quality premium coaching. And so Steve's going to give you a quick run-through of the Acer Predator laptop, which is one of Gamer Sensei's favorite gaming laptops. MeepMeep's going to kind of highlight some of the benefits of that as a pro gamer, particularly for Overwatch. Quite a system-intensive game if you play it on Ultra settings. And then we're going to showcase what Overwatch can look like in high-level play at Ultra with some great exhibition gameplay by MeepMeep. After that, we're going to continue with our regularly scheduled Hearthstone exhibition content. So we really look forward to everything. With that said, I'm going to pass it over to Steve.
Appreciate that. Thank you very much. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. I am Steve from Newegg.com, here to do a little bit of talking on this Acer Predator that we have here. So just in case you folks didn't know, this is actually a Acer Predator 17. This is model number G9-793-78CM. I know numbers sometimes are a little bit confusing, so let me just run through the little bit of the specs here. This is a 17.3-inch screen that it's being paired up with a Intel Core i7 6700HQ. That is the top-of-the-line Skylake CPU provided by Intel. We've also paired it up with 16 gigabytes of memory, 2133 for those of you that are interested. We've also got this paired up with two 228 gigabyte SSDs, also and a 1 terabyte regular hard drive. We're pairing this all up with an NVIDIA GeForce GTX 1070. So most laptops like these will generally have mobile chipsets for their graphics cards, but Acer actually dropped in a desktop-sized GTX 1070 on here. So this will give you much better performance than a regular mobile chipset. Now, one interesting thing that I get asked about a lot is gaming on a desktop versus gaming on a laptop. What's the big difference? And it is a very good question. Generally, the way I come about it is this. When you want all-out performance, when you want pretty much pound for pound the most frames per second, the faster speeds, you'll generally want to go with a desktop. However, desktops can be a little bit space invasive. It's not something you really want to have on your desk at all times, and sometimes you definitely want to be mobile with the system. So we have these desktop equivalent laptops. Something like the Acer Predator 17 would be a good purchase if you want a little bit more mobility with your gaming system. This particular one we have here is spec'd out to meet the demands of a desktop PC, so it does so very, very well as we're looking here now. We currently have the graphics setting on this particular session at ultra settings, just to give you guys an idea of what this laptop's capable of. It used to be with laptops in the past where you were not able to really get the same performance out of a laptop that you would out of a desktop. But in this particular setup here, we've actually got on ultra settings, it looks like we are running at about 140, 150 frames per second average, and this is all on ultra settings. So if you've ever wanted a good desktop replacement in the form of a laptop, gives you a little bit more portability, the Acer Predator 17 is definitely something you're going to want to take a look at. Now, before we do get started here, looks like we are doing a little bit of a test session here with my friend John. So, John, as a pro gamer, has there ever been any questions you may have in regards to hardware on a laptop, on any of the machines that you play?
Yeah, for me, I play on a desktop mostly. Right now I play on a desktop, but the only concern that I have is that if I, because most of the gamers, what we do is no matter how good the desktop is, we would always just set it to the lowest settings. And so one of the things I've noticed on this laptop actually is that it's beautiful. Overwatch is an amazing game because I've actually never turned it on to anything higher than low. So
I could totally understand that. I've seen most professional gamers will generally take even these high-end machines and turn the graphical setting all the way to low, just to give them a much more sharper edge in performance. Usually, when you dial up the graphical setting on a laptop, the graphics card has to render out or draw out its images much faster and in much greater detail. So effectively, that means the card has to work a little bit harder. There goes slowing it down some. So when you are able to get a card that can exceed the performance or match the performance of a desktop, you are actually able to crank it up as high as it'll go and still get very acceptable frame rates, as we see here.
It's amazing, actually. I haven't seen any screen tears, nothing. It's actually better than on low at my house, which is sad.
Yeah, and it's actually a really nice thing to say too, because for the most part, as long as for the pro gaming circuit, most players end up dialing down their settings to low just to get the edge on the competition. We want to make sure that there's no screen tear, any sort of lag on the computer by fault of the graphics card. But with new systems that are coming out like these with desktop equivalent graphics cards, that's actually something you don't really see too much nowadays. So you're actually able to get the same or better performance out of this laptop than you would out of a desktop. And you don't actually have to worry about cranking the graphical settings low. You can crank them up as high as you want and still get very, very solid frames per second.
Yeah. So you ready to go into a game?
Let's do it. Let's do it.
I'm actually really excited to be my first game. I've been doing just the training session for a while, just to get a feel for it.
So now I have a question for you.
Yeah.
When it comes to queuing up, what do you generally go for when you're starting in and selecting a character? Is there anything you might have in mind?
Yeah. So I play when I'm in a competitive game or anything like that. I try to play the roles that I'm best at, and those are pretty much all the tank characters and all the support characters. And then I also play some of the builder characters like Mei, Torb, depending on the map. So this one right here, it's Hollywood Defense. And I generally like playing, right now, Mei is just amazing. The meta around Mei and the maps that you play Mei on, she shines.
That's awesome, and it's an interesting topic that you brought up here. Usually a lot of players that are new to Overwatch or first-person shooters are not too knowledgeable on some of the roles that the major characters play. So in this case, as pertaining to Overwatch, you got a couple of different roles here. So can you give us your thoughts on some of the roles in the game?
Sorry, what was the question again?
Yeah, could you give us some insight into some of the roles that are played in the game?
Well, right now in competitive play, usually the best teams, if you look at our team right now, we have one tank, which is Reinhardt, and usually you have 2 DPS, an off tank, and 2 healers, so it's the 2-2-2 combo. With those compositions, you usually get the best results. So when you're going into a game and you know that if you're the last pick and you're able to fill and play the characters that are needed, usually you have a higher chance of winning.
That's interesting to note there. So aside from the typical 2-2-2 setup, has there been any other type of setup that you might have seen or maybe you might have come across that can compete with the 2-2-2, or is the 2-2-2 simply the best at the moment?
It depends on what map it is. Sometimes you can play Mei as the off tank because she is kind of annoying. Usually what you want to do is that the most important thing is have healers that are able to heal your team, essentially. So there are characters like Symmetra and stuff like that are not too good right now because when you play her, you can't have a third support. So sometimes if your healer, the only healer that you have isn't that good, they might not be able to heal your team. And if your team dies, then it's a really big problem.
I like looking back in here. Let's see how you deal with that Genji, because I know Genji can be a problem if left unchecked.
A little bit hard to play and talk at the same time, but I'll manage.
Hey guys, I'm back. Hey John, thanks for helping us out here. Oops,
no
this
problem.
thing got stuck here on my sign. But just want to kind of give our audience here some love. I got this Cooler Master Master Pro Keyboard. They are one of our sponsors. So thank you for joining in on our segment here and listening to John and Steve talk about Overwatch. I have a number on this card, 1 through 20. I'm going to ask each one of you guys to call a number. The winner of the number, I forgot my number now, will win this keyboard. So starting with you. 1 through 20. 1 through 20. Yeah.
Congratulations.
Congrats. If you don't mind, I'll snag a picture of you real quick. Why don't you come up? Why don't you come up and...
Yeah, let's get you up here. Let's get you up here. Come on.
Oh, you're not a... dang it. He's the founder of Gamer Sensei. All right, then why don't the founder come up here? How about you give this away to our lovely audience? Why don't you pick a number through 1 through 40 now? All right, and you want to tell it to me? All right, new batch of number. Thanks to our founder that's going to give it to you guys. 1 through 40. No, yeah, 20, yes.
Oh my
Congrats.
God. Congratulations
Come up
again.
here, come up here real quick. So your name is?
Rachel.
Rachel, congratulations. You won a Cooler Master Pro Keyboard. Awesome, awesome. All right, thanks Cooler Master. All right, thank you guys. All right, thanks.
Congratulations again. Thank you to Cooler Master for that Master Keys Pro keyboard. Good stuff, good stuff. Hope you enjoy that. Awesome. As we coming back to Overwatch here, we see you coming out of that Death Blossom there. So any advice for Death Blossom in general? Because I know it's a very, very tricky ultimate to pull off.
Right. Well, the only thing that you have to really think about when you're trying to pull off like a really big one is that if you have teammates that can help you and back you up, it's the most important thing. Because if a team's good enough, they'll be able to see you coming. So you have to be able to not have them see you coming, obviously. So coming off like high ground or like maybe hiding around a corner before you actually pull off, like you just essentially just press Q. Because if they see it coming, they could try to avoid it. Or if they have any CC, you want to avoid like a McCree, because a McCree in an instant can just stun you out of your entire ult.
Right.
So if you have like a Zarya, it's really nice to communicate to your team saying, hey, I need someone to I need you to bubble me when I drop down because I'm about to kill their entire team, type of thing.
Right. Definitely, good tips there, good tips. So Zarya all around as a character has been pretty impressive since she's been released. I haven't mastered Zarya yet, I'm still working on that. But your thoughts on Zarya as a whole?
Zarya is amazing. Recently, Blizzard said that they're going to be changing her a little bit. She's a little bit too strong right now because each bubble, if it's fully absorbed, gives 50 charge. And at 100 charge, it takes maybe a second to charge up. So they're thinking about maybe maximum charge at 30 so that it takes about 3 or 4 charges to actually fully charge up and do a lot of damage. And she's one of the best characters in the game.
Definitely, definitely. I can agree with you there.
She takes a lot of tracking skill, though. If you're not able to point your laser well, then it's a really big problem because then you'll just be like a floppy noodle.
Good point, good point. Yeah, I do have a couple problems running Zarya. I'm still working at her. It's a day-by-day process, but hoping to get there soon enough.
Yeah, her bubble is really amazing. Her offensive one is really amazing because you can protect your team from stuff that maybe they can't see or maybe they can't avoid. So if you're able to put like immunity bubble on them and it blocks everything. It blocks stuns, it blocks Reinhardt ulti, it blocks pretty much, it can even take off the ice of if Mei's trying to freeze you. It can take off the Discord if Zenyatta has a Discord on someone. So it's really nice.
Beautiful tips, beautiful tips. Final note on Zarya. One of the things I like about her the most is that she actually introduces a nice little concept, the concept of ranging. So knowing what is Zarya's effective range, and compared to some of the other characters, is a big plus because she can actually do a little bit of that reach that most other characters can't get to. So that's very important in keeping not only your team protected, but getting you that charge up as well.
Right.
Oh, we got a Bastion tank here. Oh man, look at that. Very nice.
Sadly, my team wasn't there.
Yeah, I couldn't capitalize on that.
It's okay. But yeah, this is one of the problems. So like our team right now is a Ana and Zenyatta to heal. If either player isn't very good at like doing their role, your team's just not getting any heals. So usually, even at a high level play, having someone that can AoE heal like Lucio it's priceless. Because sometimes you just can't get to a place, or you're too busy trying to kill someone else instead of trying to heal your teammates.
Exactly. Now, as far as going with heals, so do you value more an AOE heal, or say something like Mercy's rezzing of some of your down teammates?
It really just depends on what the other team is playing and what you are trying to play. Right now, the meta of the game is pretty much you have to have an Ana. Defense, offense, it doesn't matter. And usually because you have an Ana, then you have to go Lucio because Ana single target heals.
Good points. Love it, love it. Now, on a side note here, looking at all the gameplay mechanics, one thing that I would like to sort of throw in there is, again, going back to specifications on the system.
Right.
Being able to play something like Overwatch at ultra settings like this on a lower system might not really be as fluid or as smooth as what you're seeing here. This is actually where the higher end components come into play. A system like this will generally run you around $2,000. It is a big price point. I can definitely see that from a consumer perspective. But you'll also want to take into account that that particular $2,000 is not necessarily just an expense. It's actually an investment. This is a sort of performance you're going to get not only in Overwatch, but pretty much across the board with all of your other games.
Yeah, like I said before, like I play on low settings at home on my desktop, and I'm getting better frames and smoother gameplay on Ultra with a laptop. So I need to either upgrade or buy one of these because these are really awesome.
Yeah, I can definitely feel you there. I actually was coming out of a GTX 580, which is about a roughly 5, maybe 6-year-old card. So I'm not even able to get these sort of frame rates. So definitely it's time for me to upgrade my own personal system. But there's been a lot of advancements with laptop technology. One of the biggest ones that I've seen over the last year or so is the use of desktop equivalent graphics cards. Usually laptops will end up having some form of mobile chip, which has much better power consumption. It doesn't waste up as much electricity, which usually means your battery lasts longer. But the trade-off to that will be that graphics card is not as potent as a desktop equivalent would be. So now what manufacturers are doing is they're incorporating desktop equivalent graphics cards into their laptops. So with these new 1000 series cards that NVIDIA has provided, we've actually seen a lot of bumps in increased performance as well as power consumption. So we're actually able to get the 120, 150 frames per second on Overwatch, whereas that would be something we generally wouldn't see before at ultra settings. So really, really nice. And did we get a loot box?
No, I'm just going to leave it here, actually. I'm kidding.
What did we get? What did we get?
Oh,
Reinhardt. Nice.
It's my favorite Reinhardt pose.
Look at that. Yep. Love that pose. That pose is great.
All right, so we're getting into another game right now.
Perfect. Yeah, so we're going to go ahead and queue in now. Ilios. Not one of my personal favorite maps. How do you stand on that?
So I think I'll play a little Reinhardt on this one. I haven't played him in a while, so I think it will be fun.
I look forward to that. One of my least favorite maps on this has definitely have to be Ilios. I'm not fond of the well map where they have that nice little hole trap there. you get
my favorite part.
Oh yeah, you get that. You get a good Roadhog on there on the enemy team, and it's just a nice little mess.
Yeah. in competitive play, if you're able to bump them off, it's the best way to kill someone 100 to 0. And then you get a lot of ulti charge too because you technically killed him from 100 to 0 in an instant. So you get all of the charge you would if you would kill him normally.
Yeah, so a lot of players tend to exploit that, especially in competitive. But I mean, if you can get it, if you can pull it off, kudos to you.
It's pretty fun.
Awesome, we got the countdown going in. Round is about to start. So yeah, for those of us tuning in now, we're doing a little bit of Overwatch gameplay here with my buddy John. I'm Steve as well from Newegg.com. We're looking at the performance of the Acer Predator 17, currently loaded with the Intel Core i7 6700 HQ, mobile laptop, mobile processor, as well as the GTX 1070 card that's been installed. So far on this system, looks like we're averaging about 110 or 120 frames per second with all the action going on. And we are running on ultra graphical settings. So for a laptop, this is actually a very, very big performer. This is generally something you wouldn't see in normal mid-range laptops.
Yeah.
Very nice job there, taking care of that Lucio.
Yeah, one of the cool things about Reinhardt that each swing that he does, you can do like a 360 swing. So technically with one swing, if you spin around your camera far enough, you can just swing an entire circle around you.
Yeah, I always wondered, like, I didn't see it at first until it took me a while. Those are jetpacks on the back of the hammer, so love the little lore there. And boom. Very nice, very nice.
I don't really know where my team is, but I'm not really dying, so I'm not too worried.
So what is that? We got do we have two Genjis there? Are we dual Genjis here?
Two Genjis, a Lucio,
Oh,
a Reaper,
three
and a
Genjis.
Mei.
Oh, that's
three,
wonderful.
Three Genjis. I thought I missed one.
That's wonderful.
See, this is what I was talking about before. We have 2 tanks, 2 healers, and 2 DPS, and we're doing a lot better than the other team is.
Definitely, yeah. That's actually something I was hoping you'd give us some insight on, because of course the prevailing meta is usually 2-2-2. So if you hop on the quick play, you'll notice that there's usually a lot of doubling or tripling up of the same character.
Right.
Now, with some powerful characters, I can see how that might be an advantage, but ultimately in the end, it's really more of a disadvantage because you're essentially not using the characters for their role. You're just essentially using a character for their power.
Actually, that was one of the reasons why Blizzard decided they were going to do...
oh, so good.
They were going to do no more hero stacking because the game turned into every Koth map, King of the Hill map. This is a King of the Hill map. It would turn into 2 Lucios, 2 Winstons, and 2 Tracers. And people were really abusing the fact that you can have two of the same characters, and they exploit like one little thing that you can do that was a little bit too strong. And so the game revolved around just picking the 3 strongest characters in the game and having 2 of them.
Totally see that. You don't know quite how it feels when you're stuck in a quick play match against 5 Torbjorns and a Mercy. That's a lot of fun.
Before competitive became 1 hero limit, there were times when I convinced my entire team to play like Torb only on Hollywood Defense. And you have to commit all 6 Torbs to just everyone just playing Torb, or it actually doesn't work. Because each turret protects each other. And if the other team isn't coordinated, they just can't plow through. And then after the 2nd or 3rd attempt, the whole ground is just littered with armor.
I've been on both the giving and receiving end of that, so not fun.
It's really fun. We actually did it in a tournament one time, and it worked really well.
Cool. Looks like we're coming off the first round as one.
This is your favorite map right here, right?
Yeah, not fond of this map.
You just have to be really careful. You always have to think about them. If they always want to boop you off, then you have to be sensitive about why, you're in a position where you can't be booped off at all times.
Get him! Get him!
She's a little too fast.
Yeah. Those skates are saving him. Very nice, very nice.
But yeah, I actually I really like the system right now. Like I said before, I only played on low, so I don't really get to see the graphics that I am right now. And I remember one of my friends who was testing it on like the max settings one night. He told me about it, and I was pretty jealous to see it. But when I tried to turn mine up to these settings, I would get maybe 35 FPS, and we're at a good 140 right now.
Yeah, there's been a huge upshift in a lot of the manufacturing techniques and what things can be put into a laptop recently.
Right.
One of the bigger things is desktop equivalent graphics cards, which is actually what's in here. NVIDIA just recently released their 1000 series cards, and this system specifically is a GTX 1070, which is about the middle of the road graphics card.
How much is a 1070 on the market right now?
For the desktop versions, you'll find one anywhere from around 430 to about 450, depending on the clock speed and the manufacturer itself. Sometimes the manufacturers will add some stuff to them, like extra fans or custom overclock from the factory. That can usually tick up the price a bit. But still, considering that the GTX 1070 is the one card you'll want to consider for any 2K gaming, that's the way I see them at now. If you're looking to do 2K gaming at ultra settings, the 1070 is the card for you. It can handle 2K gaming at no problem at all, regardless of whether it's 16:9 aspect ratio, which is your standard widescreen, or if you want to do, say, 34-inch ultra wide, which is 21:9. Either way, it'll handle the resolution no problem.
So what character do you want me? Would you like to see me play? Genji.
All right, we got a Genji out on the stage. All right, I'd like to see that.
I wish I could play Genji, but
You don't have a Genji?
after watching Shadowburn this weekend, I feel like I shouldn't be playing Genji ever again. Yeah.
All right, let's see here. What would be a good character I'd like to see?
What's your favorite Overwatch character?
Junkrat.
Junkrat? Okay, I'll play some Junkrat.
Good choice. Love it.
This is probably, I've probably had about maybe 5 minutes on Junkrat total in the last year, so it'll be pretty fun.
Thank you, sir.
Next game.
I believe that was the game match, right?
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
Wrap
Very
it up.
nice, very nice. I gotta see that here. All right, so it looks like we're gonna get to see the quick play of the game. We're gonna go ahead and take a quick commercial break after this. That's really, really nice. Look at that. Only took out one person, but you know what? It's the thought that counts.
You took out Pootie's thing.
There you go. All right, so with that, guys, we're gonna take a quick commercial break. Join us when we come back in a few minutes.
Hey everyone, this is William, one of the co-founders of Gamer Sensei, back for our final exhibition match of BlizzCon. So we're super excited. We have two top-tier Sensei on our platform here. We have Impact and we have Rosti. And we have two awesome students who are ready to learn from them. As one of our favorite Sensei, Astrogation, cast the matches live. So I know what you're waiting for. Are you ready to rumble? Here we go. BlizzCon 2016 final battle. My voice is ridiculous. Let's kick this into hyper overdrive. Take it away, Astrogation.
Wow, I can't believe you had that much energy. My voice is already hoarse from this weekend. It's been a fantastic weekend, as I'm sure it has been for all of you guys. Rosti here, he's Guy's partner. Introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Sakae. What's up?
Tell us a little bit about your Hearthstone experiences.
Hearthstone, I hate losing to top deck. It's just ridiculous. They always have more luck than me, but I'm a best teacher right here just to get over that stuff.
Oh, yeah, you definitely do have a good teacher. Rosti was second place at the Spring Championships this year, so you're in good hands, sir. And over here we have Team Impact and his student. Can you introduce yourself to us?
Hi, my name is Kaz.
Tell us a bit about your Hearthstone experiences.
My Hearthstone says that's hit face, hit face, hit face, and let's go more face!
All right, he likes to hit face. I know Impact likes to hit face too. All right then. Well, we are going to play a little best of 3 here. And as we are going to play, I'm going to kind of switch it over to both of you guys, and you guys are going to talk about some of the decisions you're thinking about making. You guys can go ahead and challenge each other. And queue up into the game. Yeah. We got a little bit of smack talk going on here. We got a little smack talk, a little bit of a rivalry. Kaz was talking about how he liked to hit face. Now, I saw Impact, building his deck list. It seemed like they were gonna get ready to hit a lot of face. Rosti over here strategizing about what they're gonna lead with, and boom, we're almost into the first match. All right, we are into our first match, and it is going to be a Hunter for Team Impact versus Warlock for Team Rosti. So Rosti is going to be playing Zoo, whereas Impact, well, right now, Secret Hunter is kind of like the flavor Hunter deck at the moment, so probably going to be a Secret Hunter. And they're discussing their mulligans right now. I'll bring it up to them after the first couple turns. The first couple turns are usually pretty slow. Mulligans are pretty complicated, but they're both discussing it, and we will see what cards Rosti and Impact decide to keep here. Impact kind of discussing the importance of having an early game curve as Hunter. And Rosti, well, we're going to go ahead and keep that Malkazar's Imp and the Darkshire Librarian, as those are two really solid cards in the early game.
Do you want to take damage here, or
Okay,
set it up?
so the damage is usually irrelevant. The debate is, do we want to play both or just one this turn? I think against Hunter, we want to play both. Just get on the board as soon as we can. I think that's the way we want to do it. So let's just play both here.
All right, so Team Rosti going to decide to play both the Flame Imp and the Malkazar's Imp here. This will set up a really good Soulfire or Darkshire Librarian for next turn, as the discard will draw them a card as well.
All right, so we should play our 2-drop because it's a 2-drop. Yeah, I mean we're trying to set up the 2, 3, 4. So then, like if the game goes longer, we'll win. So we just want to like stall. Basically, we want to get our early curve out.
Understood. Got it. All right, Impact discussing the importance of curve. They are going to hit that 2 into 3 into 4.
So I have a 2 cost. You want to kill this one? Hold it.
All right, well, we have two options this turn. We can play the Librarian or we can play Soulfire after trading. But the Grandma doesn't really do anything on its own, so I think we want to just develop the board and hit face. Like, he can't do much. So if we play Librarian, whatever we discard, like, okay, we obviously don't want to discard that one, but, like, it'll usually be, it's better to get other cards here. Just develop more on the board. So I think we should play the Librarian. Whatever we discard replaces itself anyway, because we have the Imp on the field. So let's play the librarian.
I see.
Yeah. That's good placement as well. Okay.
Okay, so just face.
Yeah.
Face.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Face is the place indeed.
Get up one of those we definitely want to get up one of those eagle horn bows. Like we're gonna probably 2-for-1 in the early stages, right? We might want to attack here so that he can't just like trade it and soulfire something very easily. But like we probably do want to proc it just so that we have something that can attack next turn also.
So play the bow and let's trade.
No, the bow. The bow.
There we go.
Bow hits the flame him so he doesn't draw this turn. We want to bump this so that we can actually like trade with it next turn.
Impact discussing the importance of developing that weapon. That weapon is actually great tempo going into next turn as well. They're going to try to stall out the game until they get to their late game, as Hunter's actually slightly unfavored against Zoo in this matchup, but they're going to try to get to a later game.
So the reason he traded the Grandma was so that we have to make the trade, but we have the Soulfire, so we're not going to do that. We're just going to play the Peddler here. He's taking notes too. It's okay.
So the placement, the weaker one on the
In the
middle.
Yeah,
so
the one that dies the easiest, it always
goes in the middle. So this one is okay right here,
exactly right.
Okay, perfect,
Exactly.
perfect.
All right, Rosti discussing the importance of minion positioning in Zoo, as it is going to affect Direwolf Alpha as well as Defender of Argus. So definitely very, very important considerations before finalizing your play. They are going to go ahead and Soulfire the opponent's minion and cycle that Soulfire with drawing a card because they do have that Malkazar Zimp effect.
What should we do now?
This turn we're probably just going to play the Infested Wolf and then pick off the 3/2 so that he can't like get an easy trade and then value trade on our 1/1s.
Sounds good.
Team Impact here, going to get more value out of that weapon while developing a solid Death Rattle minion.
Oh shit. Okay, so what's okay? So I need a taunt so she doesn't remove my big guys, right? So I could draw this.
I think you should just play literally 4 creatures this turn. Like Hunter has a really hard time dealing with wide boards. He needs exactly hounds, and they don't even play hounds very often. So and if he does play it, he still needs to have it, and it's not even that good because we have 2 taunts. So just literally play 4 creatures, and then we want these guys to end up in the middle.
Okay. Okay. So like that, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, Rosti discussing the importance of going wide on board. You know, there are some downsides to it around. He talked about Unleash the Hounds, but they decided not to play around Unleash the Hounds because even if they do have Unleash the Hounds, it's not even that bad.
All right, so we're just going to spend this turn cleaning up as much as we can. We're going to get up another bow while our life total is still not like super threatening. We're gonna take the quick shot on the 2/2, and then just kill off the 2 taunts. If he has Doomguard, we're gonna lose anyway, so we just kind of hope that he doesn't have Doomguard.
No Doomguard!
All right, Team Impact praying for no Doomguard here. They are able to remove a lot of Rosti's board here. However, they do still have the advantage.
Start with the tap? Okay.
Beautiful.
Tap 2.
All right, that's
All right.
not good. Okay, so I think we should play the Alchemist and then flip-flop one of our guys, make him big. All right, yeah, get him buff. Give him 3 attack now. Beautiful. And then just... No, face. Yeah, there you go. Almost misclick there, but we're good. All right.
Base.
All right, yeah. Team Rosti pretty wide on board here. They are going to decide to go with the aggressive route. No more trading, going all face. They want to end the game sooner rather than later.
All right, so we can clean up most of this board. We can leave him with like not much. We'd want to kill command the 3/1, and then we want to attack one of the 1/3s with our guy, and then we want to attack the 2/2 with our hero. He's our no like this, yeah. And then you want to play the Cloaked Huntress just to fill out our mana. We're gonna lose if he draws Doomguard, but we have an out. We can. Like, if he doesn't draw Doomguard in time, we have Freezing Trap that could prevent the lethal. We have Houndmasters and stuff, so like we just need to like survive a bit longer.
It's the heart of the cards right now.
Yeah. Heart of the cards, guide me.
All right, Team Impact really behind right now. They're really low on life, and they're kind of praying for very good cards.
So I think we just summon 2 creatures here. There you go. Yeah. Yep. And then put it in the
Yeah,
middle.
extra damage.
No, in the middle. Beautiful. And then hope we don't hit the 3-1. Life sucks sometimes. And then we go face.
Face.
All right, once again, minion positioning mattering here. Minion ordering and positioning, actually, maximizing the amount of damage and the effects of their card effects.
Oh, yeah. We should summon Barnes first to see what we get. First off. Normally, you'd play it on the other side for Direwolf Alpha, but there's no Direwolf Alpha, so. All right, so since we got the high main, if we live like one more turn, we should be able to take it. His only out now is Abusive Sergeant, because we're gonna run like this. We're gonna like trade like this. We're gonna run in our 2 guys, and then we're gonna hit the Direwolf Alpha, and then we're gonna set our trap. So the only thing that he can really draw is just like some, like charge damage, pretty much, and you're gonna hero power just to fill.
Hero flip. And then we sit for.
All right, Impact slowly but trying to get back into the game here. Rolling that high main off of the Barnes is pretty good for him.
So let's try to find Doomguard. That's not quite Doomguard. Okay, so we don't want to play the Juggler because if it hits the high main, we will probably lose. So let's check for Explosive Trap before we do anything by attacking face. Let's check for Freezing, check for Explosive. Let's check for Snipe. Do you know how we check for Snipe? Yeah, exactly. Beautiful. Not Snipe. And then let's play the Imp Gang boss on the left here. Beautiful. And then we'll pass here.
So usually that's a bear trap, right? Could be a bear trap.
That's usually a Cat in the Hat. Very often it's a Cat in the Hat.
And Rosti actually at the end there making the correct read on the trap.
All right, so we're kind of just need to set up this rag flip. We're gonna kill off all of his little guys so that the only thing can hit is the Imp Gang boss, and then like prevent him from killing us on board.
Leave the Imp Gang.
Yeah, we're gonna leave the Imp Gang boss alone, and we're gonna hope that our Ragnaros just kills it. So we're gonna go high main into the 1/1, and then pick off the remaining 1/1s, and then and then just play the rag. So if the rag kills the guy, he's gonna have a few outs for lethal. He's gonna have Direwolf Alpha, Abusive Sergeant, and Doomguard. But if he doesn't get that, we have a very good chance of winning the game like next turn.
Our Impact playing this turn very smoothly, giving himself the best chances to come back into the game. It does hit the M game boss, so Rossi no longer has lethal on board, so he's going to have to draw to it. And there is a chance that Impact comes back to this game.
Start with the Juggler.
Why can't we tap 2 first? Why can't we tap 2 first?
Okay, if we tap, we can find Doomguard, but we lower our chances of doing the Silver Golem. I think we should tap first. Because if we can't play Juggler and we can't play the Librarian and play the Doomguard off the tap. So let's start with the tap, you're right. Try to find the lethal, which is our whole deck. Not quite.
Okay. So now Juggler.
Yeah.
Juggler first.
And then play the Librarian. Try to take the coin flip here.
Right side?
Yes.
Right side.
Beautiful. Okay.
Wow! Monster juggles there. Well played by Team Rosti. Impact looked like he almost had a comeback there, but didn't really work out for him too well. Let's quickly interview the winner of that match, Team Rosti here. What did you learn for that match?
I learned kicking ass rules, man.
That was something you did learn. What about the minion positioning and stuff like that?
Minion position, I learned a lot because I know it doesn't matter at the moment, but if you think ahead, then you kind of had to have that in mind. Like just thinking ahead, it's always better to have that in mind. Yeah.
All right, cool. Before we go into the next match, I think we are going to go into a commercial break, so stay tuned. We'll be right back. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Newegg booth here at BlizzCon 2016. We are going to continue on with our exhibition match here today, Hearthstone. We have two amazing coaches coaching two students we pulled off here from the BlizzCon floor, and Team Rossi is actually up 1-0. They had a tremendous amount of success in the last game, and our student did learn a lot, as he did express at the end of the game. All right, we are going to queue up decks for match number 2 now. This is going to be a quick best of 3, but if these games do end quickly, we will have some bonus fun matches for you guys as well. So they're discussing what they want to queue here. Team Impact is. Good? Good? All right. Man, Team Rossi showing a lot of confidence here. You see that little fist bump, man. That was good. That's a sign of you're a good team. Ooh. Rossi queuing up this warrior. And I actually know what warrior this is. I have a lot of experience playing with Rossi, and I kind of know what's in this deck. It's kind of interesting, right? Right?
Yeah, it's good. It's really good.
Yeah, he says it's really good. I know it's really good. And Team Impact going to stay with the Hunter here. What are your strategies going into this one?
Well, typically you want to play your 1-on-1, 2-on-2, 3-on-3, 4-on-4, 5-on-5, 6-on-6, and then skip a turn and then play reg.
All right, so Impact discussing the importance of curving out in this matchup. Well, this matchup is actually pretty decent for Hunter.
It's like 55-60 for Hunter.
All right, so Impact, he's confident. He thinks his matchup is favored, and it does. And I think most stats in professional games do confirm this.
He just drew that off. He just drew that. He didn't have it last turn, so we know he doesn't have a 2-drop. So what are you thinking here?
Hero flip. Tap 2. Tap 2.
Yeah, there you go. Beautiful. Beautiful.
All right, control or armory up on turn 2. Something we see all the time.
Like he doesn't have War Axe, obviously. Otherwise, he would have played it. He could have coined out Ghoul. I think that would have been good because it prevents, plays around like Cat Trick. But so I think we just play our traps basically.
Looks down, play some traps. Hit face.
All right, Team Impact getting that Cloaked Huntress value. Now, that's one of the stronger cards that's come out for Hunter recently. It allows you to play all your traps for free, and that is a huge way to cheat the mana curve.
We need to hope he doesn't have Cat in the Hat here. We need to hope it's like freezing, snakes, or beer trap. So I think we want to, okay, if it's Cat in the Hat, we're in trouble. So, the best way to play around it is to play a little bit off curve here. So I think we're going to play the Revenge here, and then we can clean it up next turn if we need to, and if it's Cat in the Hat, we'll figure it out from there. We'll probably just bash it next turn.
Okay.
All right, control war. It takes a lot of planning. So you have a lot of resources to remove your opponent's minions, and you kind of have to figure out what the most efficient way to do it is, and definitely going without game plan there.
So we probably just want to play our 4. The bow's not going to get any value right now because he doesn't have a minion on board for the freezing. So I'll just get to play out our cards like that. Deal 7.
Face.
He's very happy that he's hitting face. I am too. Face is the place, guys.
So we can make a pretty interesting play this turn. What am I thinking?
I think you want to hit the wolf. Make it a 1-1.
Yeah, exactly. Yep, next turn we do that exactly.
I like it. I want to do it.
All right, looks like they're going to bash the wolf in order to set up for something that they may do next turn.
Looking to brawl us next time, right?
Yeah, I think we just get the bow up this turn, hit him in the face.
Oh,
Yeah, we just need to smack him down. Get in the hero power too.
All right, so Team Impact does read that the brawl's coming. They're just going to equip the weapon and use the hero power and do as much damage to the face as possible.
Hopefully we don't die next turn, but we do have to play the brawl here, unless we draw Revenge. Not quite. Don't play the top decked one. Play the other one. Because he doesn't know what we drew, but we set up for that last turn.
Rosti actually discussing the importance. There's actually some mind games too, depending on the ordering in which you play your cards, and that's actually a really important point there.
Yeah, we're just dead. We're just dead.
Yeah. Unlucky, unlucky. Yeah.
They're just dead, unlucky.
Looking good.
All right, so we have 11 damage, and he seems to be at 11 life. So I think we should do the hero power.
All right, awesome. Well, Team Impact comes back in the series. They are now 1-1 with Hunter. I mean, they called it. They called it. It was a favored matchup. So, what were some of the things you learned that match?
Hit face and hit face.
That's what Hunter does best, right?
Look good. Hunter plays face good.
Hunter hits face good. Yeah, indeed, you're right. All right. Before we go into game number 3, we are going to go to a quick commercial. Stay tuned. We'll be right
But
back.
before the commercial, we're going to be accepting questions from the audience. All the people asking questions will get a card. We have 3 cards total right now, so the first 3 questions. Do y'all have any questions for the senseis?
Why did you tell him not to use the top deck that he pulled rather than...
Okay, so we bashed the wolf the turn before, so it signals that we have either Brawl or we have Ghoul in our hand. If we had Ghoul, we would have used it earlier to, when he played Fiery Bat, we would have coined it. So we set up for Brawl. He knows we have Brawl, so he's not going to play anything. And if we play the Brawl that we drew, now he knows we have another Brawl because we set up for it last turn.
Hey, thank you for giving us this fantastic game. So I know if the gamer senses have other tutorial for other games like StarCraft or something.
Yes, Gamer Sensei does offer coaching for a number of esports. We do have StarCraft 2, we have Dota 2, we also have League of Legends, Overwatch. The full list you can see on the website, but we do have a variety of games. All right, now we are going to cut to commercial. Be right back for the finale of this best of 3 series. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Newegg booth here at BlizzCon 2016, where we are having an exhibition match of Hearthstone between 2 Gamer Sensei coaches being paired with 2 students that we found on the BlizzCon floor. Now, we are tied 1-1 here, so this is going to be the last matches for all the marbles. And, well, let's go on, cue into the last game, guys. All right, so Rossi has actually told me he's going to cue into his control word again. Now tell me, how do you feel about this matchup coming up? You already know what it's going to be.
This matchup's really, really favored. The deck was basically, if he's playing like standard mid-range Shaman, that's what the deck was made to beat.
All right, so Rosti going in confident. Impact, what do you have to say about that?
Well, I have a totem golem in the coin, so.
He rebukes by saying he has totem golem and a coin, and that's a really good starting hand. So even though matchups can be favored or unfavored, starting hand can be a contributing factor to win rates as well. So definitely being favored doesn't necessarily mean you automatically win. Wow.
I like that.
All right, Impact really, really happy with his hand there. And it looks like they are going to go ahead and coin out a Totem Golem on turn 1. Yeah, Totem Golem, really, really strong card. Going to get out. They're really, really happy about that.
Let's slam it.
Slam?
No, wrong slam. That slam. There you go. Yeah, beautiful. Okay.
All right, well, Team Rossi here has no other option really than just slam and pass, which is a really, really weak turn. This is why Totem Golem is really strong, because it's really hard for a lot of decks to be removing it.
We'll just attack this turn. We don't need to attack with the weapon because he's like nowhere near Harrison. He's got like maybe like, he's got like 3 turns and he has to have it on curve. So.
Yeah, Spirit Claw is generally better to save it when you have spell power because then it does 3 damage.
We have 2 options. We can play that, the Acolyte. He takes the trade, and then we clean it up next turn, or we can do what you said.
Oh, I see. But if it's this one, we get to draw 1 card.
Yeah,
So
I
it's
think that's a little better. It also allows us to save our other shield slam. Let's do it.
let's do it.
All right, Team Rossi still doesn't have a really good way of directly removing this Totem Golem here, so they're going to try to plan for it for next turn.
All right, so we're gonna want to play all our overload cards this turn, so that next turn we can like do the hero power, and then like the turn after we can do one of our 4 drops. So we're just gonna Totem Golem, and then we're gonna bolt his creature, so that he can't like clean up the Totem Golem.
Looking good.
We're gonna start swinging with the weapon too, so that he can't like Harrison us.
All right, they are going to start swinging with the weapon. Even though the weapon isn't buffed right now, they are going to play around the Harrison Jones that's going to come out a couple turns from now, potentially. They're looking good, though. They got 2 Totem Golems on board.
That's just not very good.
Wow, Team Rossi's really stumped here.
We have a couple options. It's either that. I think we take it. He has 2 mana next turn. You know what? We should Hero Power Shield Slam the 3/2.
Hero flower. Okay.
All right, they are going to go ahead and just Hero Power and Shield Slam the weaker Totem Golem. Now, this isn't a very efficient play, but it's a play that they have to make because they're falling way too behind. They're getting pressured really hard.
All right, so we're just gonna Hero Power, and if we roll spell damage, we're gonna hit face.
Let's go.
All right, well, sometimes you get the 1 and 4 spell power there, but not always. And they are going to go ahead and save the weapon now because, without spell power, you're just not getting the full use of that weapon.
Portal go.
Portal.
All right. Team Rossi's just going to play Ironforge Portal on curve. It's going to give him a Tomb Pillager, which is actually pretty decent.
All right, so we're gonna go and try and roll the spell power totem again, and then we're gonna play the Argent Horse Rider because next turn we want to play our 6.
All right. Number of options for impact, but they're going to play the line that doesn't overload them so they can curve out into their 6-drop here. And they do roll the spell power totem.
Yeah, we're just gonna clean up the guy with our weapon and our 1/1, and then we're gonna play the Horse Rider and then hit face.
All right, so pretty solid turn for Team Impact here. They are going to clear their opponent's minion, as well as develop another minion that has charge and divine shield, and continue hitting face for another 5 damage.
Getting the coin there was really, really good because now we can play our stuff a turn earlier. And I think we're going to coin out the Gore Howl here. Just develop it now. I don't think playing around Harrison Jones is worth it. If he has it, he has it.
All right.
All right, Gore Howl being equipped here because they got the coin from Tomb Pillager. That actually is really interesting. Gore Howl is one way that you can stabilize this matchup as long as you still have health because it does have the ability to clear a lot of minions.
You're gonna want to put the Barns in the middle for the Flame Tongue Totem. Yeah. All right, so we didn't get Flame Tongue Totem because this would glow green right away. We got Ragnaros, which is pretty good. Take that.
Let's go.
I like that. Another one.
Well, Team Impact here in good spirits. They have another good thing going their way. They roll the Ragnaros off the Barnes, which will allow them to deal an instant 8 damage right here, putting Team Rossi down to 5 health. And 5 health is a pretty dire spot here.
All right, that's not a good draw. I think we should brawl here. Hopefully the Horse Rider doesn't live. Has to be exactly Horse Rider. That's bad. Everything else is whatever. Barnes is pretty bad too. Okay, beautiful.
Okay, that's good.
We're gonna punch the Taunt Totem so that we can kill something next turn as well. And then let's Hero Power. Okay.
All right, but Team Rossi here is able to get a pretty decent brawl there. Removes the entire board along with the Gore Howl.
All right, so this turn we're gonna want to play our Fire Elemental face and then play the Argent Squire.
We're looking good.
All right, well, Fire Elemental is going to go face here. Going to put Team Rossi down to 4 again, and which actually, it doesn't seem like Rossi is going to be hard for him to actually face tank this Fire Elemental here.
Okay, so the turn is going to end with us playing Portal and Hero Powering. If we Hero Power after the Portal, a couple things can happen. We can get Spawn of Shadows and lose the game on the spot. We can get Tournament Medic and continue stabilizing the game. We can get Murloc Knight, which also has relevance. I think we should commit to, if we get Spawn of Shadows, we'll lose the game, but that's okay. So I think because Tournament Medic is way more important. Because if we roll Spawn of Shadows, we lose anyway. It doesn't matter whether we Hero Powered first. But if we roll Tournament Medic, we can actually just start stabilizing. So let's play the Portal, and we'll Hero Power second. We commit to losing to Spawn of Shadows. That's okay.
All right, okay.
All right, so Rossi discussing all the possibilities that can come from the Ironforge portal, and makes a conscious decision to play it before Hero Powering, because there are some Inspire effects cards that can affect the what you get from the portal can affect the effect of you Hero Powering afterwards.
All right. Mana Tide in the middle. Yeah. And then we're gonna hit face for 1. All right. We have a lot of good draws in our deck still, so including the normal Ragnaros, the other another burn card or something.
All right, Team Impact still continuing the aggression. They do have a 7/7 on board and a 1/1, and it looks like they're going to try to close out the game soon here, because if the Warrior gets revenges, it can be tough for them.
Start with Ghoul, then play Execute on the 7/7. And now we should think. So we're at 9. Is there a lethal setup anywhere? So if we play Elise, and we swing face for 4, he goes down to 21. We have 10 on board next turn. 10 plus 5 is 15. And if we find a Grom activator, we win. But we could also play it safe by killing the Mana Tide Totem, which means we're going to commit to playing the long game. And then we wouldn't play Elise because we value our hero power. And I think because we don't have the Grom activator in hand right now, we have 3 outs in our deck. How many cards do we have in our deck, actually? Okay. I think our guy should hit the 1/1, and we're going to play the long game. Our weapon hits the 0/2, and we're going to hero power. We value every little bit of life here. We don't care about board development. We just need to stabilize.
I see.
There are a lot of priorities being discussed there by Rossi, and they're going to go ahead and take as little face damage as possible while maximizing the amount that they can hero power.
All right, so this turn we have a maximum potential of, we have a maximum potential of 10, right? So we should really just hero power first, see if we get the spell power totem, and if we do, we're gonna Lightning Storm right away. All right, so since we didn't get it, we're just gonna play the Blood Mage and Lightning Storm. Yeah.
And we pass the turn?
No, we're gonna play the Lightning Storm.
Lightning Storm.
All right, Team Impact here was very close to lethal, but didn't have it. They're going to go ahead and play the Blood Mage and Lightning Storm and clear the Warriors board, and potentially draw into lethal next turn.
Not quite. Not shield block. So I think let's just go wide on the board again, or as wide as we can. So let's play the Ghoul and play the Elise here. And we'll kill off his totem to lower his chances of rolling spell power with our weapon. And then we'll also hero power. Yeah, we're going to be hero powering every single turn here.
Okay, so each and every life matters at this point. So always priority the hero flip, right?
All right, so As a part of Rosty's stabilization plan, he is going to try to hero power return to get the armor to survive.
All right, so play the tunnel trog for BM. All right, and then kill him. Face. And face.
And one more.
Another one! Another one!
And there you have it. Team Impacts wins this best of 3. Rossi came into the final game pretty confident, but Impact had a really, really good starting hand, and they were able to find the aggression and then the final burst damage to close out the game. How does that feel?
Feels amazing.
Feels good, man. If it ain't pro, it's got to go. Deuces.
All right. And so with that, we are going to have some prizes giveaway. William here will be coming back, and we have some backpacks.
So I just wanted to say we have a huge thanks to these 2 awesome competitors. They're going to receive Acer Predator backpacks, which are absolutely slick. Huge thanks from Newegg and Gamer Sensei for coming up on stage and absolutely crushing it. And that brings to the conclusion the Gamer Sensei portion of the stream. I'm going to turn it over from Steve from Newegg to say a final goodbye. But from the Gamer Sensei side, it was a pleasure being here at BlizzCon with you all. We love getting to do coach, do live lessons, interact with all of our fans. I mean, it was an amazing experience for us. So thanks so much to everyone who tuned in on the live stream as well and supported us. We absolutely love it. And we'll see you at the next event. That being said, I'm going to sign off for Gamer Sensei and hand it over to Steve. Thank you so much again.
All right, boss. Thank you very much for that. Much appreciated. All right, guys, and once again, thank you very much for joining us tonight. I hope you liked our couple of live streams here. Hope you liked Overwatch gameplay and tips, Hearthstone tips as well. On behalf of Newegg.com and Gamer Sensei, my name is Steve. Signing off here. Hope to see you guys in the next event. Thank you.